Sugar City Morning Show.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Muy buenos dias. Good morning to one and all. This is Robert Checker Usher with you. We say hello to our friends. Let's start from the north this morning, from Corozal. Good morning to Corozal, and also right here in Orange Walk, going all down to the Belize rural areas, Central and Belize rural north. We say good morning to you. Good morning to our friends. Carmelita, good morning. Everybody in the different villages surrounding around here, we say good morning to you as well. Good morning to everyone there in the central part of the country, which is Belize City. Good morning, Belize. Good morning to all our friends. Thanks for viewing us. It's good to know that we can reach you and we can bring out some relevant information for you all. And we say good morning to our friends here in La Isla Bonita, San Pedro. Good morning, good morning. Long time I not dream of San Pedro, so I can't say last night I dreamt of San Pedro. A long time I not dream about San Pedro. Kikakar, good morning to you all today. Good morning to everyone there in Kikakar, everyone viewing us. And also we say good morning to the folks in Cookie Tree. Yeah, the Catchy Show, and to our friends there. Morning Matters in Barrel Boom. Good morning to you all as well. Good morning to the folks there in Belmopan. Good morning to all our faithful viewers there in Belmopan. Also in San Ignacio, Santa Elena, Benqueville del Carmen, San Jose Socots. And good morning to our beautiful Culture City, Griga, Dan Riga, and our folks here in Peine, Punta Gorda. Good morning to one and all, and welcome to the Sugar City Morning Show. My name is Robert Checker Usher. It's a pleasure being here with you today. On this Wednesday, we'll be having a very interesting show today because later on in the show, we'll be having the Civilian Complaint Review Committee right here on North Vision Channel 10 to talk to us. Also, the ombudsman will be here this morning, and the district representative will be having the chairman, Mr. Gerald Westby, former police officer, retired as a commissioner as well. We'll be having them on the show this morning to talk to us about the activities. And also we have some more activities coming up for this week right here on North Vision Channel 10. Once again, we say good morning to Papa, Mr. Emmanuel Martinez. We hope that you're doing fine. Hope that you're doing better today. Hope that all your visits to the doctors are going well. So we want to continue praying and hoping that you will be okay and that you will soon be back to normal. That's a little call out there to Mr. Emmanuel Martinez. And when we talk about call, folks, it's cool this morning, It's a very cool morning right here in Orange Walk. Not sure what the temperature is, but we will check in with the Belize Met Service in a very short while, in a few, to know what the weather is looking like for today, tonight, and perhaps for the remainder of Thursday. We will be looking at that very shortly. But folks, we got to open with a prayer today, and connecting from La Isla Bonita this morning, we have no other than Delvi. Good morning, Delvi.
Good morning, Mr. Chucky. Good morning to everyone listening.
Good to hear you again today.
It's good to be alive and kicking.
Oh, yes.
Thank God.
Yeah, kicking feel like, like the commercial from Energizer. Keep going and going and going and going,
Yeah.
Okay, so want to
home. While the sun
Yes,
shines.
while the sun shines, because when it get dark, a lot of things can happen, right? But
yeah, that's.
Yeah, we want to ask you to lead us in that special prayer for this morning.
Sure, Mr. Chucky. Almighty and Heavenly Father, Lord, we come before your throne this morning once again, Lord, giving you thanks above all things, Lord, for the breath and the gift of life. May we never take it for granted, oh God, that it is by your grace that we breathe, that we see, that we hear, that we get to move, oh God. And as we rise in this day, O Lord, acknowledging that it is by your grace and your Holy Spirit that cause us to be here, I pray, O God, that we may be a reminder to ourselves that your love is what sustains us, and that we may be able to show that love among one another, that we may be able to share a helping hand, to share a smile, O God, as we walk through this day, even though at times the situations may be hard. You are our strength, and you promise in your words that you always make a way, even where there seems to be be no way. So this morning, oh Lord, I just pray that everyone who is listening right now, oh God, that they may be encouraged to know that you are still the God who is in control. You are still the greatest healer for those who may be feeling sick. You are still the greatest way maker for those who may be going through a hard time and don't know which direction to go, oh God. Reveal yourself to them, oh God. Manifest your truth in our lives, that we may be reminded as a people that you are with us and you are for us until the very end. Into your hands I surrender each and every one of our lives, oh God, and I pray that you continue to bless us throughout this day. In Jesus' name, amen.
Well, the last line of that prayer is what we need for continuation of blessings. Yep, but nice prayer this morning. Thank you so much. I feel very uplifted, and we trust and hope that persons that heard this prayer this morning are uplifted as well, no?
Yeah, I hope so, Mr. Checky.
Yeah.
God is still moving.
Yeah, it's all about believing, Delve. And being optimistic with yourself as well, and say, man, I can go that way, Nothing is too hard. And like somebody says, Satan ain't gonna get me. Satan ain't gonna stop me. I'm going forward. You stay behind. Yeah, that's.
You want to try, but with God we get the victory.
I look like he'll never give up, don't you?
No. He tempted Jesus in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights, and even after that, he still never give up.
Yeah.
We not be no exception. Just have to keep believing, who deliver us and not like that.
It's stubborn, don't you?
Stop, Mr. Checky.
Yeah. But then, like how we know, stop, then that's where we should bring in our strength, right? We're supposed to bring in our strength and our confidence and say, he now has stopped, so make we not give up. Make we go forward, because who give up that the one we are lose, And he has stay right there, they jump wrong and they laugh. They say, I got you, I don't got no use for you again, because I don't got you covered.
Yeah.
You don't know my troubles again. Like I deal with some other people.
Right.
Yeah. But thanks very much again, then, Delve. And tomorrow is Thursday, so we will be hearing that great poem from you tomorrow morning as well, right?
Sure thing, Mr. Checky. By the grace of the good Lord.
Yes, and have yourself a wonderful, productive day today.
Thank you. All the same to you. God bless.
Same. All right, folks, so that was Delve all the way from San Pedro Isla Bonita giving us that special prayer for this morning. And let's see if we can connect with the Belize Met service right here today for the weather forecast, because the weather is up and down. But you know what? In January and February, if it don't rain much in January, it's cold. So right now we have some rain and a half, and we have the cold as well. And they said that the time of the year which is the most coolest is sometime in February. Make we see if that will happen. Okay, so let's check in with the Belize Met service right here for today's weather forecast for the 22nd day of January 2020. Funny how time flies, the truth. Time waits on no one, but time will tell. All right, so as we check in with the Belize Met service this morning, right here, the general situation for today, Wednesday, January 22nd. High pressure ridge continues to support cool and dry conditions over the area. So when I say cool and dry, you know what that means, right? You should drink a lot of water, because when it gets some cool and dry, we need to consume a lot of liquid. The 24-hour forecast, variable cloudy and cool conditions with little or no rainfall is expected. The winds are blowing north to northwest at 5 to 15 knots, becoming northeast at 5 to 15 knots as well. So yeah, shift. And the sea, moderate to rough. Let's take a look at the temperatures. Right now, in the coast, it has a low of 24 degrees Celsius and a high of 75. When we look inland, the low is 26 and the high is 78. And in the coast, the lows is 21 and the highs is 70. Let's see what tonight will be. How we are feel tonight? Have to pull that blanket again. Tonight in the coast, 21 Celsius, 70 Fahrenheit. I remember how we may feel last night right here. We are inland. It was 18 lows and 64 highs, and it's going to be the same tonight. All right, so I feel the same. And when you look at the hills, it's 16 Celsius and 60 degrees Fahrenheit, same as last night. So the weather stays stable, nice and cool, you know. There is a small craft caution in effect for locally rough seas, and the outlook for Thursday and Thursday night is for similar weather conditions to prevail. That's a brief summary of the weather forecast brought to you right here on Nortevision Channel 10. And let's look at high tides this morning at 9:14, followed by a low at 1:53 p.m. Another high tide at 8:19 tonight, and a low tomorrow at, let's see, at 3:44 in the morning. All right, folks, and the sun will set today at 6:26 and rise tomorrow bright and early, 5:42. Thanks to Shana Young once again for providing us with this weather forecast from the Belize Met Service right here this morning. Folks, we were here with Mr. Derek Sambula yesterday morning, and we were talking about that incident that happened in San Andres, Corozal, on the basketball court. And we are pleased to know that just before 9 o'clock last night, there was but Marlon Palacio, 37 years old, told police that he was at the basketball court in the village when an argument started with another man there. That man then left the basketball court and returned with a firearm. He opened fire at Palacio, but none found their mark. The shooter has since been detained by police pending charges. So we are glad to know that happened. And guys, make us slow it down, man. Make us slow it down. We don't have to go up and all that and the pull gun or something, because sometimes you don't really mean to do it, you know. But like when that temper get in, we have to learn how to like hold it down. We have to learn how to take care of that temper and that temperature, and not make it take the best of we, not make it take the best of us. All right. I am pleased to announce as well that the Honorable Edmund Clary Lancaster is in a better condition than he was 2 days ago. Want to say good morning and kudos, and I hope that all will go well with the driver as well, Mr. Norman Middleton. Good morning, bro. Hope all is good and well, and we have to pray for the best for you all. But also, folks, today as well, the police department will be having a very important event today. Today, the Compol Chester Williams will be having the first of this year all officers conference. So they're having an officers conference today, 11 a.m. National Police Training Academy, and let's see what will be dealt with on that. But also, folks, as we know that the time is getting closer and closer when the leadership convention comes up. Closer and closer, the leadership convention comes up on the 9th of February. And today is already the 23rd. So, no, today is the 22nd. So, it look like I want to make that thing come quick. So, in the next, 9 days, we will be closing this month, because this month has 31 days, yeah. January has 31 days, we'll be closing off this month. Then after that, 9 more days. So look, I'm going to say like 9 and 9, 18, approximately like 16 days. And the big convention will happen, and that's when members of the United Democratic Party will be choosing a new leader for the United Democratic Party, along with other positions. We have first deputy, we have second deputy, we have for chairperson, and other positions there. So this will happen on the 9th of February in Belize City at the Belize City Center. And all UDP supporters, family, are invited to come out. I believe there might be some buses that will be running, but if we have any information on that, or we will do our best to get information on that to let you all know what time the bus and going, where they are left from, who you need to get in touch with. Because I know a lot of people want to go, although only the delegates and the officials will be voting, but a lot of people still want to go because they want to see what happen. And you know, when you go to these functions, any kind of convention, any political party, you meet one of your old friends. Whenever say for so long, I say, man, where you there? Well, I'm there at Cayo, I'm there at San Pedro or someplace, but you get to meet your friends there, sometimes you meet your families, so it's a good day to come out and breeze off. Like I say, now not everybody go vote. But after the convention, we just hope that the party everybody will see eye to eye and go forward for one big cause. Folks, the time now is exactly 18 minutes after 7 o'clock, and we will be taking our first break of the morning, and we will be right back right here on the Sugar City Morning Show. Stay tuned.
World-class spaces for Belizean athletes to thrive and fans to enjoy. Our new basketball and multi-purpose arenas have proven their worth, attracting regional and international sporting events and hosting expos, conferences, and proud graduates. Your government moving Belize forward.
Girl, that about time you reach my house.
Girl, you know how things go. I busy with everything. But how are you?
Since my son got married the girl far down the road, I left here with this whole addition to this house. And I don't know where I'm going to do with it. But I think I want to rent it out for tourists stay.
Girl, that what you to do? You to sit on park gold mine. If you want to use it for Airbnb, first thing you have to do, the register with BTB. So call me 227-2420 and ask them how to register. After that, everybody had to call you for rent your place. But that what you to do?
Girl, then you tell me if I call BTB?
Did you know that if you own or operate a tourist accommodation, such as a room in your home for cash purposes to any guest, local or foreign, regardless of its location in the country, or if you're registered or advertising such a room or property with any booking engine or marketing platform such as Airbnb, by law, you must register with the BTB. If you fail to do so, you commit an offense punishable by fine or imprisonment. For further information or assistance, please contact the BTB at licensing@belizetourismboard.org or telephone 227-2420. You can follow us on Facebook too.
Have you ever noticed the development that's taking place in your town or in your city? Maybe it's because you've been too busy enjoying the results. More for Belizeans, more for Belize, the government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Take a journey with us to endless possibilities. Our future as a country is now. DigiNet Boost is countrywide. Taking Belize into the future, a nationwide technological evolution. As the most advanced fiber connection, DigiNet Boost is a step forward into a modern world. Belize is powered by DigiNet. DigiNet Boost, now available countrywide.
Six cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the washers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Our economy benefits when goods and mobile services get to their destination quickly. When citizens are able to travel without frustration and undue hurdles, everyone benefits as well. The government of Belize is happy to announce the imminent upgrades to the Corozal-Sartaneja Road. 27 miles of road will be upgraded to paved standards and will include the replacement of 2 ferries with new bridges.
Why is it that we're going to invest in Sartaneja? Why is it that we have to take $50 million to invest in an area where we do not have a political directorate? We believe that as a government, we have to provide a service to all Belizeans.
Well, this for the village of Shunosh is a big advantage both ways. Sometimes when we got sickness, we got people sick at the clinic there, women. When we reach at the ferry, can't pass, 45 minutes have to wait. So now this road will benefit whole village, Shunosh, Sartaneja, and Copperbank. I'm part of Progreso too. Well, it's really important for us.
I know that our village is not so much developed with tourism because it's a remote village. And for that reason, we don't have a lot of tourism over there. But now with this upgrading of the road and the pavement of the road, I believe and I think that it will be much beneficial for us and for everybody.
More for Belizeans, more for Belize, the government of Belize. Moving Belize forward.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It's 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. Meanwhile, we await our guests to arrive right here this morning. Folks, you know, a lot of things that happen, and we understand that a Chinese grocer was charged, you know, and we understand that he not take the law in his own hand, but I believe he did something that he never supposed to do, because a Chinese grocer was found guilty of using unjustified force in harming a boy who he claims trespassed in his yard. So, according to what we understand here, some young boy got in our yard, and it looked like this man never really liked the idea. He never really liked what happened. And the boy claimed that he was whipped with a plastic pipe by his neighbor to the point of urinating on himself. What you whap on the boy with a pipe? And I don't think the Lee boy may attack you for making you whap with a pipe. And the boy and his cousin has been playing with a ball when it went over the fence into the yard of the Chinese. He's known as Andy. The children asked Andy to retrieve the ball, but he refused. That's when one of the boys climbed his Lou's yard to retrieve it. Lou caught him in the act and in response beat him with a plastic pipe. The boy ended up in hospital for injuries he sustained. And yesterday, after months of trial in the magistrate, Stephanie Gillett found Lou guilty of harm. She explained to him that a child, even if found guilty of trespassing, a child is not responsible for any wrongdoing and cannot be punished. He is under 12 years old. So he was charged $750 plus $5 cost of court. He must pay by the 28th of February. If you don't pay, well, you know what happened. But we're not supposed to take the law in our own hand, you know. You could call the police and say, you know what, some people, they in my yard, I don't really know the who them, but I don't really want to cause no problems. So, please come get this young boy out of my yard, you know. But I think the kid should have never jumped the fence or gone in the yard illegally either. So that two part, but then the person that was a more elder person supposed to know how to act. And we have our guests, but just want to share this with you that the tourists still missing recovery, rescue, not any rescue, says Coast Guard. Remember the U.S. tourist Alison McKenzie has now been missing for over 72 hours, and there are grave concerns for her well-being. So the family is hoping, and everybody around her is hoping that they are find she in good order. No, you say you'll remember that Mackenzie, along with her boyfriend, were on a 3-day cruise with Ragamuffin Tours. They had stopped to camp for an overnight at the Rendezvous Key when she mysteriously disappeared sometime between Friday night and Saturday morning. Since then, the tour company, police, and Police Coast Guard have launched their searches to find her. And yesterday, Lieutenant Roque Canol told the media that after 24 hours, rescue mission becomes a recovery. So they figure, okay, you can't rescue this person alive, so they try to recover her remains. Make we hope that's not the case, you know. But these tour companies, they usually do their accounts, you know. So probably perhaps in the morning when they wake up and they did their account, they found out that one person was missing. But she had a partner as well, her boyfriend. You know, you mean you sleep whole night and your girl not the side of you and you don't know what happened, or you're gonna sleep with her and when you wake up, you're not there. You know, there is questions to be asked and answers as well. So the Police Coast Guard believes that the possibility of finding Alison McKenzie alive is now minimal. They are still expecting maximum efforts in the search. So they still have the hope that they are find her alive. But I know, like one time we used to work at the tourist village and we used to go down a place near Bannister. When everybody get on a boat, they do a count. Everybody will get on a boat and they have a log where they have all of their name. When they get off the boat at Bannister, they count everybody will come off of the boat and make sure that that list is completed. When they left from Bannister, they did a count again with all names and make sure everyone is aboard. And when they reach back the city, I think that time we used to stop in by Radisson or by Princess, one of these big hotels. They do the count again, and when they go into the bus, the first way they in the bus, do a count and make sure everything is on track for them. People left Belize, gone to the quay, come back, get out of the boat and go in at the bus. So the people are responsible for pick up their tourists right there at the water side. They don't clear when they come back, and the count went correctly. Everybody when they gone come back safely. So I could hope that this tour operator, the Ragamuffin Tours, they did their due diligence, and let's hope that everything is okay. And we don't want to point fingers, we can't set no charge for nobody, but make we hope that things will run the right way. Folks, on the time now is exactly 7:32, 28 minutes away from 8 o'clock, and we will be having a conversation this morning with the Civilian Complaint Review Committee, and we have them right here with us inside Channel 10. So we are making one space to accommodate them. So, but for us to do that, we need to take a break, right? So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will have our guests with us to talk to you right here on the Sugar City Morning Show.
The San Ignacio-Santa Elena Bypass Project is now complete. The transformation began in 2012, and now residents of the Twin Towns and visitors alike are enjoying the end result. Works include the full pavement of Lamalus Boulevard, along with 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage, LED lighting, and a roundabout at the entrance of Santa Elena. The Twin Towns now boast the longest and widest bridge in Belize, immune to flooding from the occasional rise in water levels of the McCall River. A bypass road was also built linking the new bridge to Joseph Andrews Drive, which was rehabilitated, as well as 1 mile of pavement, a median, and 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage. This was all done to the tune of $34.8 million. But that's not all. The project was extended due to savings from the successful execution and implementation of the initial scope of works. Now over 2 miles of additional roadworks will commence, including George Price Avenue, Liberty Avenue, and the George Price Highway between Three Flags and Hawksworth Bridge. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan Muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
The ongoing technological evolution constantly transforms the way we live our lives. The introduction of our national fiber network creates the opportunity for Belizeans to live the digital lifestyle. Today, Digi is proud to introduce Dana, Belize's first artificially intelligent automated assistant. Dana is the modern customer service experience. Available 24/7, Dana can provide Digi prepaid and postpaid customers with directory information, credit and plan balances, product and promo information, and more. Just talk to Dana. Want to check your credit balance? Ask Dana.
Hey Dana, what's my credit balance?
New Digi promotions? Ask Dana.
Hey Dana, any new Digi promotions?
Dial 113 for directory assistance and dial 119 to talk to Dana. Digi remains committed to introducing the latest in cutting-edge technologies. Transforming Belize, one technology at a time. Try Dana today.
Thank you for calling Digi Customer Service.
Motor 5.0, 4 válvulas por cilindro. Todos quisiéramos una. Como que no agarra, ¿no? Siento como que se le pega el... ¿Balancín? Vamos a darte el aceite que te mereces. Vas a correr como rayo, preciosa.
Los que oímos más allá de las revoluciones, hablamos máquina. Roche-France, poniendo el mundo a funcionar.
Agente autorizado German Vega y Sons. Teléfono 322-3625. Roche-France.
2019 was a milestone year for overnight tourist arrivals in Belize. There were over 500,000 overnight tourist arrivals, a new record for Belize. Over the past decade, Belize's overnight tourism sector has grown by more than 100%, increasing from 241,000 in 2010 to just over 503,000 in 2019. The National Sustainable Tourism Master Plan set a goal to achieve 556,000 overnight stays by 2030. With 10 years to go, we've already achieved 90% of this goal. This success can be attributed to aggressive marketing initiatives, new international flights, and working closely with local and international agencies and partners. The BTB thanks our tourism stakeholders for your role in this remarkable achievement. Together, we will continue to grow Belize's image as the best destination in the region.
Someone come, yes, someone coming, let's go. Sa. Fastest question of the day, what you the letter?
Who sent me the letter?
That sign right there, you can't read?
Well, make I tell you something. In this here community, everybody dump here, so me just dump my garbage right here.
So if somebody jump off a bridge, you do it too?
No, man, no.
You never know that littering is an environmental crime and Department of the Environment can charge you for that?
Why is that a crime?
Because you pollute the same environment you live in, dirtying the same land and water you use. You don't even know that you dumping garbage can make you and your family sick by attracting disease-carrying pests, and the Department of the Environment just to try help we take care of the we environment.
Sure, all of that? Well, know that to put it that way.
Thanks for your 5 cents, brother. That's 5 cents question of the day.
This message is brought to you by the Department of the Environment.
SugarCity Morning Show. And welcome back to the SugarCity Morning Show. It's a beautiful, lovely morning. It's 20 minutes now away from 8 o'clock. It's a lovely Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. I don't know why people like call Wednesday the hump kind of say once you pass over Wednesday, you go through the week, but that's their prerogative. And today is January 22nd, 2020. With us this morning, we will be having a discussion with the Civilian Complaint Review Committee. Second time we're having them on the show, and it's good that they make their time early in the year to come and visit us and to bring those great information to you. With me right here on my right, we have the chairman of this body, and we say good morning to former Commissioner of Police, Mr. Gerald Westby. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome back to Orange Walk.
Yeah, this is a second home for me.
Yes. And we also have the person here that is in Orange Walk for when you have complaints and so, or any information. We need to call Mr. Valdemar Gomez. Good morning, my brother, and welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Yes. Mr. Westby, we have been hearing about so many things happening in the country, and we know that you have been here on a previous show with us. But for the viewers this morning, let's do a brief explanation. What is the Civil Complaint Review Committee?
Right, just to recap, the Civilians Complaint Review Committee is an oversight committee within the Ministry of National Security, tasked with an oversight of the complaints from the public as it relates to police in the main, Coast Guard, and the Belize Defense Force. The committee was created in November of 2018, and since then, the committee comprised of a representative from every district, and you have Mr. Baldemar here from Orange Walk, and he will explain a bit more the different committee members and their telephone number. And then we meet every last Thursday of the month to review complaints coming from the public as it relates to police in the main. The professional standard branch is still responsible to investigate and receive complaints from the public against the police, but the committee is an oversight that looks at these complaints and makes sure that they are dealt with in an expeditious and timely manner, and that most importantly, that the complainants are provided with feedback. And Mr. Sutherland, who is the new commander, has ensured that the response or feedback are recorded in letters that are sent to the complainants, and periodically the committee reviews these letters to make sure, not because we mistrust Mr. Sutherland, because he's doing an excellent job, but to ensure that, yes, we can verify and certify to some extent that this is being done. If I could just go into some statistical data, the first part of the last year, the committee had very, very long meetings, sometime from 10 till about 3:30.
Damn.
Because we took our time and reviewed all the complaints for 2018, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, 2018.
2018, and there were 250 complaints against the police.
Man.
It was a backlog, and and we took our time and tried to go. We cleared, reviewed, and went through them methodically, one by one, and make sure that at least we could say, well, some effort was made in trying to remedy these complaints. Then, beside that, we also did the previous month. Every month we would do the preceding month. So if we are in February, we would do January, and we continue down the road doing that too.
Try to stay up to date, no?
Try to stay up to date. And for 2019, there were 203 complaints from the public against the police. And we have dealt with almost all except the one for December, which we'll do at the end of January. I think that is about 13 complaints remaining to review. And from those 203 complaints from last year for 2019, we are happy to say that we have since 181 has been dealt with because of the oversight that the committee provides to the professional standard branch. 181 of these complaints were concluded. That represents a 90% clearance for 2019.
When you touch on these numbers, what are some of the most common complaints?
Well, as usual, it's the so-called alleged brutality against the person, against the complainant.
From the police?
From the police, yeah. Complaints of brutality continue to be one of the main concerns, and that was 48.7% of the complaints are still this alleged brutality, like harms, common assault, aggravated assault, grievous harm, and negligent wounding. So that continues to be the predominant factor. If I may go through some other statistics quickly before I could explain. For the complaints by district, we had comparatively for 2018 and 2019. For Corozal, we had in 2018 4, for 2019 15, Orange Walk 21, 2018, 2019 12, Belize District 96 for 2018 and 86 for 2019. For Kyle, I had 66 for 2018 and 51 for 2019. Stand Creek, you had 25 for 2018 and 19 for 2019. Toledo, you had 10 for 2018, and for 2019 you had 5. Operational unit, these are like the special patrol unit, the gang suppression unit, and these other units you had 28, and you had for 2018 and 15 for 2019. It shows that Belize District and Cayo are the most complained because of population and the volume of police.
Yeah. Cayo and Belize spread out a lot. How did these complaints reach to you all?
Well, as I said, there are 2 avenues. The main avenue is that the Professional Standard Branch is still responsible to record and document complaints and investigate complaints from the public. So the public still need to contact the Professional Standard Branch, and I can give you Mr. Sutherland's cell number before we leave here this morning.
But talking about that, Mr. Westby, should someone be afraid to go and make a complaint against an officer for brutality or some other cases? And let's say like it happened here at Orange Walk, and you go to the police station and you've been pushed around, or any other district, what's your next step? Where do?
Well, Mr. Baldemar can probably elaborate on that now.
Okay.
Good morning again, everyone. About your question, Mr. Cheki, the public, that is the reason the Civilian Complaint Committee was created. Because in the past, when the public had an issue with a police officer, for example, they would be afraid, like what you said, to go to the police station and make a complaint because they are complaining about a police to the police.
Yeah.
So the committee was created for this reason. In Orange Walk, fortunately in Orange Walk, we have our PSB officer, which is Ms. Piet, and her office is outside the police station, which will encourage the public to go to
where the office is located.
The office is located in the Youth for the Future building, right beside the post office, and downstairs. In there are 2 doors on the right hand side. The right hand door, there's a Ms. Piet office. She is not even in police uniform. She's in a polo shirt that says PSB officer.
Yep.
So
I see her around.
They can go to her to lodge a complaint, or if they feel more comfortable, they could give me a call, and then I can direct them from there what the procedure would be.
Okay, and your number is?
You have to give them your number.
Yeah, my number is 628-2904. Okay, they can call me. Probably they call me and I don't answer. I'm in school. I'm a teacher. But then as soon as I get off my class, I will return the call.
Yeah, or maybe you could leave a message. Mr. Westby, talking about Miss Piet, in December, there was an issue with a person that works around us as well, where he complained that he was searched by some patrol, and when he checked his wallet that he was short of $100. He went to the police station, made the complaint. Miss Piet took up the case, and eventually about a week after, that officer was calling by, I think it was a driver, was calling by the second in charge of Orange Walk, and he got back his money and everything worked out fine.
You see, the system does work. I could give an example. Just over the last 2 weekends, we had the representative from Dangriga, Mrs. Sarita Kaur. I was at home this Saturday morning and she called me. She said, Mr. Westby, I have a complainant right here. She is alleging that the police went to her house after midnight, allegedly assaulted her 2 sons and arrested 2 of her sons, and they are locked up and they allegedly beat them, according to her. So immediately I got on. That is one thing, Mr. Sutherland.
Yeah, let's get this call. Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Good morning. I would like to have a clarification here for myself and the public. I was in an incident whereby there was a BDS contingent, right? A group of BDS. And they wanted to arrest a person, right? Not me, but they wanted to arrest a person, right? So I want the officers to tell the public who can arrest a person. I know for a fact that a PDF soldier cannot arrest you. I know for a fact that a officer, if he is not a justice of the peace, he cannot arrest you, right? So I would like this to be opened by the officer. They have to explain to the public who are the persons that can arrest you. I know a justice of the peace can arrest you, right? But not a BDF. And this was what happening. This BDF officers were roughing up this guy and told him, I'm going to arrest you, right? And as far as I know, it is not a fact. So I would like the officer to explain it to the public. Thank you very much.
Mr. Tillett will be on the show at some other segment, but I cannot speak for, I can only speak to the incident as you relate it. I do not have all the facts, but I know that most of the time when BDF are operating, they have a composite, what they call a composite patrol, comprised of police in the main. So probably they may have had a police, but they are not necessarily in police number 1 dress. They may also have similar BDUs. Okay. So maybe there was a police. I can only surmise that probably there were policemen on that patrol, and probably the person thought it was only BDF. Secondly, as far as I know, and they are usually composite patrol, again comprising a custom police, but the custom do have authority to arrest for custom offenses. They are a law enforcement agency, so I don't know what misconception people have that the custom can arrest for custom-related offenses. They have authority to arrest. As a matter of fact, from my memory, custom have one of the largest authority when it comes to search. Their warrant is very, very comprehensive and has a lot of authority, the custom department. So I don't know from where that misconception is that custom do not have authority. And I don't know the reason for asking that question. Maybe the person who is asking that question, I don't want to cause any aspersion, but maybe he knows why he's asking that.
But the BDF, if they see something they go wrong, they could hold you there and call the police. Just like there are citizens arrest as well, that a non-citizen can do an arrest.
I'm glad that you had mentioned that in talking. I had that in my mind to say that even civilians, if for certain crimes, if a civilian see a crime being committed in their presence, the civilian has certain authority to help the police and to make necessary assistance to the police. So there is wide-ranging authority out there that people can use, and I'm certain that if the police would call on a civilian to assist, they would assist the police.
When it comes to this, they always got a lot of interference, or people try twisting when they do something wrong, and sometimes they go say things about police that is not so, but not all the time. Do you all have when it comes to the body of the ministry, do you have the full support?
Well, I am happy that you brought it up. Yes, we are. Hence the reason that we come directly under the ministry. We report directly to the minister, and we have had very good support. He does not interfere with the work, but he does very supportive. Whenever complaints are made to him, he forwarded it to me, and we follow up. He said, Mr. Westby, just ensure that you follow this up. We have excellent support with the both CEOs, Mr. Lovell and Mr. Enriquez. So we do have very, very good support. We cannot complain about the excellent support. And even from the commissioner is extremely supportive. On many occasions I have received complaints that police are not responding to a particular report in a timely manner, and the complainant is aggrieved. And these complaints are forwarded by members of the committee, or I see them on the social media, and I forward it to Commissioner himself and Mr. Sutherland, and immediately the action is taken. So
yeah, well, that's good to know, because for you keep up on group like this, you need to have that support, because you tried your job correct when I go there and say, no man, let free alone. You can't do nothing.
I must say that from the Commissioner and the CEO and Mr. Sutherland, we have an excellent support. Mr. Sutherland, I was giving the example in Danriga just before we were at the call, and we appreciate the call. I don't want anybody to feel that they don't appreciate the call, because we need feedback from the public. And when Ms. Carr spoke to me about the complaint, I immediately got the particulars, name and cell number of the individual and everything, and I forwarded to Mr. Sutherland, and right away he got on to Superintendent Wade, who is the officer commanding Danriga, and he got back to me and tell me to have the complainant go right away to Mr. Wade in Danriga, and they will issue them with medical form, and they were granted bail.
Wow.
And then follow up to that, Mr. Sutherland informed us that they should go and see Mr. Wade Monday morning. And Mr. Wade went, and both parties requested mediation, and he had his deputy sat in with them, and they ironed out their problem because they are neighbors. When before they depart the office, they all got together and prayed, and they settled their differences. So you can see, I'm just giving this example to show how the committee does help.
Yep. With the statistics that you were given from this committee has been formed, do you see it going down?
Well, statistically, if you notice, we had 250 for
2018,
and then we have 203 for 2019. But one figure that has increased, because when the police commit an infraction, they are either, if the complainant wish to take the matter to court, commissioner will make a decision pending the infraction, how serious the infraction. If it's a minor infraction, he may decide to proceed internally through a tribunal. Or if it's a major infraction, like where there are bodily harm to the extent of wounding or something like that, he may decide to proceed through the court. But Mr. Sutherland was telling us that one figure he noticed, that since the committee has formed, that far more police are placed on disciplinary charges because of the oversight, and the money collected, revenue collected from the internal tribunal has increased. That clearly shows you that more police are being disciplined, more police are disciplined expeditiously, and there are more fines. So that is a good sign as it relates. But the other, statistically, if you notice, the number of complaints has decreased.
Okay. Well, that's good. Mr. Gomez, we know your need for go. I just like you to say something in Spanish before you go, so that our viewers here can understand what we're talking about, and then you can do your closing remarks for this morning.
Okay, sure.
Por favor.
Okay. Bueno, buenos días, Marinjoa. Nosotros, mi nombre es Valemar Gómez, yo soy el representante del Comité de Quejas en contra de los policías aquí en Arinjoa. Mi número es 628-2904. Por si algún día se requiere de mi asistencia o mi ayuda, me puede contactar. Cuando una persona tiene una queja en contra del policía, pues puede contactar a mí y yo puedo hacerle de ayuda para esa persona. Nosotros venimos hoy al programa nada más a dar un resumen de todo lo que hemos hecho desde que fue creado ese grupo, cómo vamos a ayudar a las personas con sus quejas en contra de los policías. Mr. Wesley está comentando que la cantidad de quejas en todo el país ha reducido significantemente, y el número de los policías que han sido charged o disciplined, que se las han llevado a la corte, ha aumentado. ¿Cuál muestra señales de que el grupo está trabajando, está funcionando este grupo que fue creado para esto, para ver las quejas que se hacen en contra de los policías por el público en general? Como dice Mr. Wesley, nosotros somos un grupo que solo revisamos las quejas que se hacen en contra de los policías en cada último jueves del mes. Nos reunimos en Belopán. Tenemos en nuestro equipo al comandante de PSB, que es la sección del Departamento de Policía cual ve sobre las quejas. Tenemos al comandante Mr. Sutherland, cual es de mucho apoyo, nos ayuda bastante. Él, siempre que tenemos alguna queja de alguien, lo contactamos y él inmediatamente busca cómo solucionar el problema. Y hay personas que solo piden que hablen con los policías, hay personas que requieren que la lleven más ahí, como a una corte, pero siempre Mr. Sutherland busca la forma de poder ayudarnos para que las personas se sienten satisfechas con la queja que han hecho contra alguien.
Probably could call, list out the persons and give their numbers in Spanish.
Nuestro equipo es compuesto por Mr. Gerard Wesley, que es el chairman, Mr. Martin Griffith, que es el representante de la ciudad de Belice, el número de L629-1726, el señor Rafael Marín, es el representante de Cayo, el número de L610-2479. En San Pedro tenemos una persona igual que es parte de nuestro grupo, es Kevin González. Mr. Kevin González es el representante en San Pedro. El número de él es 610-6605. En Corozal, Mr. Ian Glover, es el representante de Corozal de nuestro grupo. Su número de él es 607-2048. Mr. Rita Carr, ella es la representante de Stan Creek, 631-1951 su número. Y Miss Celia Mahón en Toledo, su número es 615-6022. Y de nuevo, yo, Valdemar Gómez, soy el representante de aquí de Benjoa, que mi número es el 628-2904. Para algún día yo puedo hacerle su asistencia, puede contactarme a este número.
Well, on that note, folks, we'll take a short break. It's 4 minutes after 8 o'clock, and when we return, we will continue with the discussion of the Civilian Complaint Review Committee. Let's take that break.
Yeah, I can get Mr. Salon. Thanks.
You have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent German Vega and Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillette's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
Yes, come in. Why, Sean?
Joe.
Long time no see. How is everything?
Everything is good, man. What's the latest with you?
Man, everything is good. Business is flowing. I can't complain. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a new project. Thank God you're here. Let me show you the plans. All right? These are the plans for my 5-bedroom, fully furnished apartment complex. When I tell you fully furnished, AC, hot and cold, Wi-Fi, you name it, I have it. All right? And I want to market this on Airbnb.
All sounds nice, but have you started your paperwork already?
Which paperwork?
Joe, don't tell me you don't know. For you to market or rent any type of rooms, you have to register with the BTB, bro. It's in the law book. Wow, really, Sean? I never knew that. You know what? I finished all of my work for today. Make we go to BTB one time, go deal with this paperwork, and then after that, go take on Lee one too.
All right, cause I thirsty, but make we go to BTB first.
Make we go.
Did you know that if you own or operate a tourist accommodation, such as a room in your home for cash purposes to any guest, local or foreign, regardless of its location in the country, or if you're registered or advertising such room or property with any booking engine or marketing platform such as Airbnb, by law, you must register with the BTB. If you fail to do so, you commit an offense punishable by fine or imprisonment. For further information or assistance, please contact the BTB at licensing@BelizeTourismBoard.org or telephone 227-2420. You can follow us on Facebook too.
The Philip Goldson Highway between Belize City and the Philip Goldson International Airport is getting a major facelift to the tune of $31.5 million. Section B of the highway upgrading project between Haulover Bridge and the Buttonwood Bay Boulevard roundabout is underway at an investment of $21 million. Works consist of the full rehabilitation of the road to paved standard, which includes the widening of the road to 4 lanes, lined sidewalks and drains, wide shoulders, median, and parking plus a bus lane at designated sections of the road. LED road lighting will be installed along with road safety features such as signs, reflectors, and road markings. The project will also facilitate in the improvement of underground infrastructure for the public utility companies. The Government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show, folks. We say good morning once again to our folks all the way there in PG. Good morning to you all. Thanks for the text for the folks there in Peine, Punta Gorda, Danriga. We are reaching Benqueville, Carmen, San Jose Socots, all over the country, even to San Pedro La Isla Bonita. And it's good to know that you are watching the show. Thanks for the text, and you are being educated in what we are talking about this morning. And folks, this morning we also have the Ombudsman joining us this morning, Mr. Lionel Arzu. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
Welcome to Orange Rock.
Thank you very much.
You got any ties there?
Oh, probably our friends here.
Okay,
It's always good to be back.
I had some great friends here with that title, Arzu. I'm not sure if you can remember this gentleman that was in the BDF. I think they used to call him Mobat. Mobat was
I remember Mobat Goodman.
His mom used to live right here in Trial Farm. She used to work at the hospital, and they are very great. They are very great people, very great. So it's good. But it's glad to have you here, sir. We have been talking to Mr. Westby this morning, and he was giving us a brief description of what the Civilian Complaint Review Committee is about. What is the Ombudsman office about?
Okay, the Office of, good morning again, radio listeners and television viewers. The Office of the Ombudsman main role is to take complaints from civilians, whether they're Belizeans or non-Belizeans, as long as they're complaining against a government authority or a ministry, or they're complaining against an entity that the government has 51% or more interest in that entity. The whole idea is to, once people believe that they have been wronged by agents of the government or they have been abused, that's merit for them to come and complain. But besides complaining, it's always advisable to bring evidence as enough as you can have to ensure that you have a strong case or complaint that you want to lodge at the office. Because once you lodge a complaint, we'll have to look at whether there's enough to go from that point. because we'll have to write the chief executive officers in these ministries about the complaint that is being alleged here about an agent or the ministry personnel. And that's all part of natural justice. It doesn't make sense for people to allege things and then they don't have an opportunity to either respond or give their own side to that same allegation. And so once we have enough evidence, we will write the chief executive officer or the principal officer of these ministries and give them a time frame to respond. If they don't respond, then we can continue based on the act to investigate the case without further notice. And so if we find any wrongdoing in our investigation, we make recommendation to the relevant authorities to the way forward. Based on what we find in the investigation, we pass that on to them and they can take it beyond that. As related to the police, I would write this commissioner of police. And we write the commissioner of police because he's the person who's in charge of the department. And for expediency purposes, we also copy in the commander, professional center branch, because by the time the commissioner gets a letter, his focal person will already get the same letter. And so he, who is Superintendent Sutherland, can start the process, because they have a process that they have to follow as well. The good thing about our office is that if we are not satisfied with the police investigation, we can go ahead and do our own investigation to prove otherwise or the same. And so for the most part, the police current PSB commander is a person who doesn't like to delay with complaints, as Mr. Westby may have alluded to. He's the kind of person, he received the letter and he start to act, which is good, because complainants always want some answers. They don't come to us because they just want to talk to us. They come to us because they have some urgency in that has been done to them, some wrong that has been done to them, and they believe they need a form of redress. And our office is one avenue for such redress.
Can people look at it and say, hey, this is our government department, and if I go there and I complain something against wrongdoings from the government or some government entity, I waste my time because that's our government office?
While others may have that opinion, and they might have that opinion based on their own experience, from our part, we try as much as possible to ensure that people who come to our office are either taken care of by our office because we have jurisdiction, or if we don't have jurisdiction, like in private companies complain, we'll have to refer them. For example, if somebody comes with a labor issue against a private company, we don't have jurisdiction to investigate that, so we'll call the Ministry of Labor and liaise with them that we have a complaint here about a private entity, and we're sending Mr. So-and-so or Ms. So-and-so to your office, please assist. And so we do not allow people to come to our office and leave empty-handed. The referral case is always what people prefer, because then you don't know how far they come from to come to your office, and then you have to turn them back because you have no jurisdiction. We don't have jurisdiction, yes, but we refer the case.
So somebody want to have a complaint and they want to go to your office. I see, you have your doing so far in silence. I always tell people, break the silence. You have to bring it out. If you want to get help and you don't bring it out, then you never come to you.
Yes.
Where are you located? And if persons out district, there is any facility out district for persons?
We're located on 91 Freetown Road in Belize City. That's the only office we have in the country. But we also have a website, ombudsman.gov.bz. We have a telephone number, 223-3198 or 223-3594. We have an email address, ombudsman@btl.net. And so people have avenues that they can call, they email, and get in touch with us. But we don't have district offices per se, but because of the collaboration that we have with the Civilian Complaints Review Committee, their office will be one office that we want to collaborate with once it's established, because they're still working on having their offices throughout the country. They have already, yes, but once that process is complete, then we can use that office as an avenue to get people to reach us.
But just like that office, Mr. Westby, if someone have some complaints and they go to that office and they are not getting their due satisfaction, can they come to the civilian complaint committee if it's something relevant to police department?
If I may elaborate on that a bit, Superintendent Sutherland cell number is 620-8223. And Mr. Sutherland, you can text or call Mr. Sutherland any day, and he will ensure that your complaint as it relates to police is addressed. And one of the things in Orange Walk, you have Valdemar Gomez is the representative for Orange Walk, and his number is 628-2904. You have the next door to Mr. Valdemar is Corazal representative, Mr. Ian Gloria, a very dynamic, member. He is an active Red Cross member.
Yeah, Ian, the action man.
Yeah, 607-2048. So I am giving you these numbers. If you are in Belize City and you have a complaint and you feel like you are not given a fair shake by the police, you can always call Mr. Sutherland at 620-8223 or Mr. Martin Griffith at 629-1726. In Kaya, again, he's the vice chair, a very dynamic individual too, Mr. Rafael Marin, 610-2479. And then San Pedro representative Kevin Gonzalez, 610-6605. And you have Mrs. Sarita Kaur, 631-1951. And almost my year when I was born. And Celia Mahong, 615-6022.
Yeah, as you got alone dynamic persons.
Yeah, very dynamic. They were carefully selected by myself.
Okay.
And they have been doing an excellent there. They are not yes sir persons. None of them are. And so when Mr. Sutherland goes to those meetings, he must, and he's usually more often than not fully prepared to answer the questions that the committee members do have.
Yeah. Want to go back, going back to Mr. Arzu, have you solved any of these cases since you have taken up that office?
Well, I've been in that office since 2013, and there are several hundred cases over these
Several hundred, okay.
Because every year since I've been there, they're decreasing now in terms of number of complaints, but complaints have gone from excess of 200 to right around 100 per year since probably 2014 or 2015 there. But our reports are on the website for people to see. But every year comes with its own merit and demerit, and so the consistent thing there is more the police department, where you have allegations of brutality, people getting into their homes without a search warrant, and the likes. And so most of the time we have to, like we say, we have to write to the professional stand branch and the commissioner of police. But there will be several complaints that I've helped resolve over the years. So there's not only like maybe one or two. There are several each year. We have the record in terms of what is solved or the numbers, but usually we don't go specific in terms of, for the sake of confidentiality of the office. And so we usually will just say, yes, we resolve the issue, and we don't give too much information as to what the detail of the case.
Mr. Westby, Mr. Arzu mentioned a very important word just now, search warrant. The police go to your house, they go search at your house, and then have a search warrant. Can they remain there and wait for someone to bring that search warrant because they know that you have something in your house illegal, or they might know somebody they hide in there and they don't want to move and they kind of figure if they move and when they come back, that item or that person will not be there?
I cannot speak for the police department, but from my knowledge, having worked with the department for umpteen years, I must say, the search warrant authority under the law varies for different offenses or crime. The authority is, they have certain offenses that you generally execute in the day hours. You have certain offenses, but to speak to searches at house, if the police is immediate pursuit of an individual, he can enter. If that person flees into your house, the police do have authority to enter that house in pursuit of that individual without a warrant.
And that's not a complaint against the police, right? That shouldn't be a complaint.
Well, if they complain, the police is justified. That does not, should not discourage or preempt a person from making a complaint if she or he feels that they were not justified. But coming back to your point, the police do have authority to search if they have reasonable suspicion that you may have firearms concealed in a house. Then they do not need a warrant to search for firearms. But I must honestly say that sometimes some policemen, not all, do abuse that authority and use the guise of going to search for because if they find other stolen goods or suspected stolen goods, if they are going to search for firearm and they find it, there is nothing in the law that prevents them from confiscating or holding that goods and then investigate.
And they can make arrests as well.
They can make arrests as well. But police, I would suggest that police try to take a warrant with them, even if it's for it makes the public more cooperative. Police need to understand that we are policing in a more, people are more aware of their rights, and people are more questioning the police. Gone are the days when police used to just barge in and get away with a lot of things. I'm not saying that the policemen on a whole are generally great people, great officers doing a very difficult job, but they need to understand that we are living in a modern era. People have their cell with cameras, and people are not afraid to get out there in the media and complain. And the police must realize that they are accountable to the public. And the more we can have the public cooperating with the police, and I'm speaking like a police because sometimes I get carried away that once a cop, always a cop.
Yeah.
But the more people appreciate and the police explain, sometimes it's just take a minute or two to explain to that individual, and then it would make things easier for the police, no?
Yeah, are the police, do you believe that right now in the training of the police, that the police are getting training, you go to some people's house, right? And you figure that people got something there, but sometimes the ladies kind of front and they want to pint up in at the police then face, some of them reach the position that they have to they want to push the police then because they don't want to get in, because they know they have that person in there. Are the police trained? Do you know if these days, if the police are trained enough to handle these type of situation?
They had an incident in Belize City that went viral where the police were detaining a female intern from youth hostels.
Yeah. That one was in the public, right?
Yeah, in the public domain.
Yes.
And they were back and forth. Some people supported the police in subduing the young lady, but there were certain members of the public who supported the girl. But at the committee level, we looked at it and we recognized, everybody recognized, and I think even the commissioner recognized there may need to be more training for defensive tactics so the police can readily subdue a person effectively, but in a very short space of time, so that it doesn't appear that the police, So again, but then in fairness to the commissioner, and I recognize this, that it's a matter of numbers. The demand for police out there is so great, and the numbers, and I'm happy to see that the police numbers are increasing and increasing. I'm certain that when the commissioner you'll never have enough police, but I'm certain that he will be able to say, I can have 80% of the police deployed, while 20% is undergoing refresher training and subduing and different tactics. But Mr. Sutherland has not been sitting by idly. he is out there in the different districts educating the police on ethics, public relations, issuing pamphlets to the public and the policemen on how to best deal with the public. So Mr. Sutherland is not, he recognized the problem, and the commissioner do recognize the problem, so they are making a determined effort to try to address as best as they can.
Yeah.
Mr. Sutherland and his staff.
Yeah. So, Mr. Arzu, you see that with this civilian complaint review committee, you see that it takes off a lot of loads from your office?
Well, I wouldn't say take off a lot of load, because their role is different from mine. The civilian review committee role is to look at the complaints that comes from police, BDF, and Coast Guard, including those complaints that comes through the office of the Ombudsman about police. I still have to look at complaints that are not police, Coast Guard, and BDF related. And so it more to complement our efforts is what the committee function I would put that as. The thing is that many a times people believe, or the perception is out there, that the work that the Ombudsman office and the Ombudsman does is being duplicated. But I don't think so, because then, like I said, the committee reviews, and they meet once a month, and they have their chat group that they get things going within their among them and within the group. For us, we have to deal with everything that comes to our office that relates to government ministry or department. And so it's more complementary approach and effort that we are doing.
Since it's government, do you find some of these issues difficult to solve?
There are challenges as relate to complaints, and I won't sit here and say, well, all is hunky-dory every day, kumbaya, like what some ministers will be saying. But at the same time, our efforts is needed. It's a mechanism. Our office is one channel or a mechanism that people can go to when they're being wronged by the system. And so it's important, whether I am in the office, somebody else is in the office, that the office continue to operate, because the people who go there are not the well-to-do people. The people who go there are those who are marginalized, and they need some kind of help. They won't be able to afford first time or a big prime time lawyer or one of these high profile lawyer, but the people who comes to our office, once we can assist them, I think that is more important than for them to leave empty-handed.
Good. If I could just explain a little or elaborate a little on what the Ombudsman had said just now. Our committee is an internal mechanism within the Ministry of National Security to specifically look at review complaints against the security forces from the public, that is the police, BDF, and Coast Guard. It's an internal mechanism within the ministry that the minister decided in his wisdom to create, to look at these complaints and address them, as ensure that they are addressed expeditiously and in a timely fashion. But so we complement the work done by the Ombudsman office, but ours are specific to in-house oversight in the Ministry of National Security to look exclusively at complaints from the public against the security forces. And we have a support staff, a very good support staff, in the person of an administrative secretary, Ms. Ida Herrera. We have the liaisons officer from the police, BDF, and Coast Guard. We have Superintendent Tillit, who is the liaison officer. They ensure that the statistics from the professional standard branch are compiled in a format that we require, and make sure that all the minutes and everything are done after the meeting. So the support staff is very key to the effective function of the committee.
Okay, Mr. Arzu, your closing remarks, because we need to go on a break, and Mr. Tillit will be coming on.
Okay. Again, I would just like to thank the radio station, television station, for the opportunity that is given to myself and the other people on the set I would like to say good morning to my folks there down south in PG. Yeah, I hear you mention that PG is listening.
Yes, man, PG.
So it's good to know and hear that PG is listening. So good morning, folks, friends and family down there. For me, it is important. Being the ombudsman of this country is an honor, a privilege, and I take it for that. I make sure that every morning I get up and I go to work, I give it my best shot. I have a small staff. We don't have a lot of money budgeted for our office, but we have this attitude that we work and then we complain. We don't sit around and wait for more money to come and we don't do anything, because we'll always be waiting. And so it's important that everybody in the staff, the office there, who understands that very well, that we come to work and we do what we need to do. The people who come to us are people who need our help. And so with all the entities that team and collaborate with us, we open our arms and we work together, and for the betterment of the same people, the Belizean people, those who come to our doors or through our doors. And so thank you very much for this opportunity, and it's a pleasure to be in Orange Walk.
Sure, and I hope you some tacos before you go back. Folks, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Mr. Selvin Tillett right here on the Sugar City Morning Show. So let's go on our final break for the morning.
6 cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the watchers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Our economy benefits when goods and mobile services get to their destination quickly. When citizens are able to travel without frustration and undue hurdles, everyone benefits as well. The government of Belize is happy to announce the imminent upgrades to the Corozal-Sartaneja Road. 27 miles of road will be upgraded to paved standards and will include the replacement of 2 ferries with new bridges.
Why is it that we're going to invest in Sartaneja? Why is it that we have to take $50 million to invest in an area where we do not have a political directorate? We believe that as a government, we have to provide a service to all Belizeans.
Well, this for the village of Shunosh is a big advantage both ways. Sometimes when we got sickness, we got people sick at the clinic there, women. When we reach at the ferry, can't pass, 45 minutes have to wait. So now this road will benefit whole village, Shunosh, Sartaneja, and Copperbank, and part of Progreso too. Well, it's really important for us.
I know that our village is not so much developed with tourism because it's a remote village. And for that reason, we don't have a lot of tourism over there. But now with this upgrading of the road and the pavement of the road, I believe and I think that it will be much beneficial for us and for everybody.
More for Belizeans, more for Belize, the government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
The soup not got no taste. I can't even feed it to my dog. It needs no salt. I don't have no salt. I don't have no money. I wonder when this man I get paid. John, Jan! Jan! I hope you know that down the street they played no bad picnic.
Mom, you know what? I just came from Miss Mary's house and she said she was renting her extra room on air something.
It's Airbnb, Jan. Didn't you listen to the BTB? Did you know it ad last week on television?
Okay, Mom, Airbnb. But still, we have an extra room and we could rent for extra cash for my new school books.
That's a good idea, Jan. We'd have to first register it with the BTB. But I don't have time for that right now. I need salt.
But babe, you know something? John is right, you know, we need money, but we need to get it the correct way, so we need to register the room. I wish I know about this before. Let's go, son. Let's go register the room one time at BTB.
But I need some salt. Jan! 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 2 of a kind.
Did you know that if you own or operate a tourist accommodation, such as a room in your home for cash purposes to any guest, local or foreign, regardless of its location in the country, or if you're registered or advertising such a room or property with any booking engine or marketing platform such as Airbnb, by law, you must register with the BTB. If you fail to do so, you commit an offense punishable by fine or imprisonment. For further information or assistance, please contact the BTB at licensing@belizetourismboard.org or telephone 227-2420. You can follow us on Facebook too.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It's 21 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Funny how time flies when you're having good conversation and you are in the company of good persons, good people. And this morning we want to say good morning to no stranger when it comes to Orange Walk and the nation of Belize. Good morning to Mr. Tillett. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning to all. Morning, Orange Walk. It's a pleasure to be here again.
I have to say to both of you gentlemen, welcome home.
Yeah, very much at home.
Once in Orange Walk, we are at home.
Yeah. Having said that, I'd want to say a big thank you to my sister-in-law, Teresa Tech, and my nephew Salva. We had an excellent ceviche yesterday evening.
Okay.
Salva, but the thing is, he warned us about the habanero pepper, and I didn't listen, and boy, I took but it was really nice. And my Lupita, our daughter-in-law, niece-in-law, I must say.
Niece-in-law.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they were very gracious and nice to us as usual. So it's a home for me.
Yes, well, it's good to hear that. So, Mr. Tillett, what you bring to the table today, sir?
Well, as the chairman mentioned earlier, I'm a police liaison officer working for the Ministry of National Security. When it comes to my input in this committee, it's my responsibility along with Ms. Aida Herrera to get the monthly reports, compile it, have it prepared, ready for our reports or a meeting that we have every last Thursday of every month. We discuss it, prepare it, have it ready for the personnel for the meeting. As well as every so often the chairman will call me or
write to you.
or write me whatever it is on certain issues, reports that are being made, and my responsibility to follow it up and get back to him as soon as possible.
Okay.
So we don't only deal with reports made at the station, we also check maybe other people call us or we see something things on the media, social media.
Yeah, well, the persons' names and the numbers that have been announced here this morning, both by Mr. Westby and Mr.
Valdemara
Gomez that was here this morning. What happened is if somebody you're on the road and the police they stop you, and somehow you got your all your documentation and they want to hustle you and say, boy, give me something or this or that, or they start to beat you up or do something wrong. Somebody could call at scene time, or you have to go through a different procedure if you have these numbers.
I would suggest that the best person in such a circumstances to call is Superintendent Sutherland, Professional Standard Branch. It is not like we are an oversight committee. I have absolutely no authority to dictate to the police. But certainly I can call the commissioner and call Mr. Sutherland, and then they would action.
Yeah.
Mr. Sutherland's cell number is 620-8223. It is best that I suggest that they call Mr. Sutherland directly, and of course, when they have time thereafter, call the civilian member so that that civilian complaints committee member can follow up. But for immediate action, I suggest they call Superintendent Sutherland.
Okay, Mr. T, persons, what will be your encouragement for persons not to hold in the silence? And if something they bother you, and you might feel a little bit afraid to go to a police station or make this complaint, even to the civilian complaint committee, what's your message to them?
We advise people that don't be afraid. We don't want people to suffer in silence. If there's something bothering you, make a report. And that's why they have a civilian representative in district. If you feel that they're not getting the justification or response in time, contact the civilian representative in your district to follow up. Or you can call me also, and I'm willing to assist. My number is 628-6361.
See your number, give me a
I'm not changing my number, sir.
All right, good.
If I could just elaborate before we break, there are a number of things that I would like to just touch on quickly. One of the other factors we found, before I get on to our findings, I want to say that we have a coordinating committee comprised of myself, the Ombudsman, the representative from Human Rights, Superintendent Sutherland, and chaired by Deputy Commissioner Robert Mariano.
You got yourself busy, man.
Yeah, we meet every 2 months, and we look at matters that we have found. We see where we are not duplicating. If we are duplicating, we are ensuring that the matter was brought to a successful fruition, that the public are provided with feedback, and any recommendations or suggestions we think that would help to improve the efficiency and public confidence in the police, because that is the primary objective. And to that end, we discovered more often than not one of the major complaint or impediment in solving complaints from the public against the police in the main is identification of the particular officer. Oh, I met PC or WPC XYZ, but I do not know her name, I do not know that individual, and so we had been pressing Mr. Mariano, and he has been good enough to follow up and ensure that I would say about 80 to 90% of the police department, they purchase name tags for the policemen and women to wear on their uniform. So people would say, yes, I saw she had a particular name and so they would be able to provide the professional standard branch with name. But I would like to see that down the road, the commissioner has said, I understand from Mr. Mariano that they are reconciling the many standing orders and duplicity that are within the standing orders of the police department. And hopefully as part of that exercise, they would promulgate or adjust one of the standing orders, existing standing orders to say that the police, they must wear these name tags and they should provide the civilian sufficient time to see the name tag. But one of the things I want to make abundantly clear here that this committee is not there as another stick to beat the police, because the police already have a difficult job and they are doing in the main a good job.
Yep.
So if the civilians, they make a false complaint against the police, we would be able to independently verify, yes, the police was wrongly accused. We have had instances where police were wrongly accused and could have lost their job if they went before the Public Service Commission.
Can someone be charged for that?
Yes, they have charges of mischievous act. There are several persons who have been charged with mischievous act because they made false allegations against the police. So it's a two-edged sword that we have here. While we support the civilian when the police wrong them, equally when the police are wrong, we ensure that the police are provided with that same degree of justice as well.
Oh, good. So, Mr. Thief, they have a complaint against officers, and the committee has to act. Does the committee has that authority to interview that police, or if you put them on suspension, or you have to go to the ministry? How it work?
The unit that deals with complaints against police is the professional standard branch. We are just an oversight.
Okay.
All right, so the professional standard branch are the person responsible to investigate allegations against.
So the complaint for no go to the standard branch?
Even the complaints that are made directly to us,
forward it to them.
The police are, the professional standard branch are responsible to investigate all complaints against the police. But coming to your point, Mr. Cheke, the professional standard branch, having investigated a particular complaint, and they see that it merits the police being interdicted or suspended from duty, they would make that recommendation to the commissioner, and the commissioner has that authority under the law to suspend that police or interdict that police until he has his day either in the internal tribunal or the magistrate court. And once it's concluded, and the police do have a right, because it's a natural justice, the police do have a right to appeal to the advisory council, and to the and whenever it is case of dismissal, the commissioner must first, or his staff officers who are assigned must first forward that to the attorney, solicitor general, who will look at it from a legal standpoint and decide, yes, this do merit a dismissal before the final dismissal. And equally, the person so aggrieved has a right to appeal the decision.
The complainant?
The police, if he feel like he is unjustly, unfairly tried. And the commissioner can review the evidence and say, yes, I think the police, the adjudicator had erred and the police was wrongly fined or dismissed, recommend dismissal.
Yes.
So there's a process.
So if dismissal are recommended of a complaint against a police officer, does the complainant get back an indication or message, you know what, this case has been dismissed?
That is one of the gray area that I, as a member of this coordinating committee, has been endeavoring to address. Mr. Mariano had assured me that they have a WhatsApp group that they share with the public, and more often than not, they would share the result of complaints from the public means against police, the result. But when the initial complaint is made, it goes viral. But after that, it's fizzled out. And Mr. Mariano said, and I had asked him on many occasions, people have the impression that nothing was done as it relates to the police. No punishment or disciplinary action was taken. And there needs the public to be provided with a update or feedback. And he said that they use this WhatsApp group that they share with the public to publish this information, but the media is only interested in sensational news.
That's true. Yeah. Mr. Tillett, somebody sent a text and said, if I go and do a complaint, how will I know if that police will not come after me?
I said, this is the reason we are trying to have the PSB office away from the station for that same purpose. But if that happens, you make a report. The police have no right to do that, right? You can make another report. That's the reason, as Mr. Wesley mentioned, that we are trying to control to keep the PSB office away from the station.
That is one of the other recommendations that we had.
We have that in Orange Walk.
We have that, but we'd want to replicate that across the entire country in every district. But the commissioner has asked us, Mr. Sutherland, to bear with him because there's always a demand for police in different areas to prevent crime and be out there. So he assured Mr. Sutherland that whenever the recruits graduate from the police academy, he will be able to free up some more senior personnel that Mr. Sutherland has recommended to staff the office across the country.
Right.
And while in office, the committee members not only review complaints, they have been very supportive to the professional standard branch in providing laptops, printers, air conditions for the office. So the committee has been really supportive of the professional standard branch and the staff there.
Yeah, we have a message to the media colleagues, just a reminder of your invitation today to the today's first of this new year, all senior officers conference today, and this will be held at the Police Training Academy in Belmopan, and that's a message there from Mr. Douglas. And
you see, there are a WhatsApp group that the public is informed
At the
of.
PTA today.
Yep. Yeah. So Mr. T, anything else you need to add this morning? Because this is a very interesting conversation, and I'm sure it gets a lot of text, but the text that we're getting is the same thing that you all are addressing, no?
Okay.
Which is good.
As I said, I feel proud to be part of this committee. I think our input, we see results, positive results, and I think this gives us the public more confidence in knowing that whenever they make complaints, there's an individual, independent committee that will oversee and make sure they're justified and justification and on a timely basis. We are here, as Mr. West said, not to bash the police, but we're here to have balance.
Yeah,
all right. Balance.
Strike a balance. So we are here to tell the public, feel free to make, if you feel any unjust treatment, feel free to find your PSB officer in your district and make the report. But mind you, as Mr. Wojda said also, if you make a false report, you can also be charged.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. Mr. Westby, your closing remarks for this morning?
Well, one of the things I want to say, thanks to the host for accommodating us this morning. We plan to aggressively be on the media, if I may use that word, this year to sensitize the public on the efforts of our office and the Ombudsman office working in collaboration throughout the year. That is, we will be fine-tuning our action plan for the year at this meeting next Thursday, and we want to ensure that we are out here in the public more often. We have a Facebook page. People can always access our Facebook page, and we want to publish more information. Probably that may be one of the avenues where when complaints are made from the public and the police is fine just for complaints from the public against a particular officer, we can publish that information on the police in relation to this complaint the policeman was disciplined and he was fined, without infringing on the constitutional rights of that policeman to appeal and different things. So we are planning to be on the media, so we'll be here requesting another.
Most welcome.
Yeah, and then across the country, so that the more people is aware of the committee, because we have found out that the more public appearance, the more people is aware of the committee. And then when you have the offices in the district, we plan to invite the particular, as we go to every district, to invite that particular professional standard branch officer to be on the show with us, and also to work with their respective representative in the district. They can go on the show together. We do not need to be there. They will be able to work in tandem and go on the shows and explain to people what they are doing.
Well, thank you, Mr. Westby and Mr. Tillett.
Always a pleasure, sir.
Also to the ombudsman that was
Always a
earlier,
pleasure.
and Mr. Gomez as well. It has been a pleasure listening to this conversation this morning and going into it. We want to say good morning to the young lady that came along with you guys. Also, you never want to come on the show this morning, but maybe one of the days in command. You know,
she has a wealth of experience had worked at the press office before.
Okay, so you got the knowledge.
Yeah, she's very
yeah. This show repeats tonight at 9 o'clock. You can check it on YouTube, the Sugar City Morning Show, live on YouTube, so you can go back and look at it. It's always there, Sugar City Morning Show, YouTube. It repeats tonight at 9 o'clock over the entire country. I'd like to thank Raheem for the technical support. Tomorrow we'll be back. 12:30 today, we got the repeat of Channel 7 News, and 6:30 we got the live news from Channel 7 right here on North ABC on Channel 10. My name is Robert Checker Usher, and if the good Lord so will, we'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Have a wonderful day.